Hello, welcome to the Superintendent Snapshot for this week. Going to take a little bit more time perhaps on this segment than we've done in some of the earlier ones, because we need to talk about an important subject, and that's the budget. This past Tuesday on the 24th, we had a special board meeting where we talked about budget and where we are, and I'd like to bring everybody up to speed to the bottom line there. This PowerPoint, by the way, the same way you got to this blog, or got to this clip on the blog, there will be a link for this PowerPoint as well, so you can go through it a little more slowly perhaps than we're going to here. Really, over the last 2 years, this is the year that we're currently in, we've cut some, or adjusted some $45 million out of our budget. That's about a 15% cut, 15% adjustment. You can go through the detail there if you'd like. This is the sheet that you saw in the school community councils. We sent this out to the school community councils and asked them and the PTAs if they'd give us feedback and recommendations, and we've gathered that from the 90 some odd schools. You see there's a couple of question marks here. We weren't clear on what some of these costs were going to be, and you know, given the legislative cuts to the school districts, that's the $5.3 million that we've been looking for. Now, to fill those question marks in, actually there's an adjustment. This works to our good. It's a little bit less than we had thought on the previous slide. These are the costs that we need to deal with. This impact of categorical cuts, we'll talk about that in just a minute as well. So that totals up $12 million, just over just under $13 million. Some good things that have happened. We've done some reorganization in the district office again. If you look at the last slide and this slide together, we're up to about $7 million now, something like that we've taken out of the district office the last couple of years. So another $250,000 this year. There's some turnover savings. You can make your way through there. So that's $5 million, $5.5 million to the good. So that budget challenge is now down to only $7.2 million. The employees got together and they said, you know, we will shoulder that health insurance increase. If you look at what's happened there over the last few years, that's nearly just about $9 million of health insurance costs, where the costs went up that the employees have taken upon themselves to pick up themselves. Some of the RDA pass-through payments, you know, we're making money on those RDAs now at this point. Reading levy, there's been a bit of an adjustment. Don't know that everybody knows this, but charter schools, we really get a bill each year that we need to send money to the charter schools. This is an additional $500,000 on top of the $700,000 we're already sending to support the charter schools. So that, when you add those together, now we've really got about $5 million even problem that we're working with. These are things, when we said on that previous slide about categorical cuts, right to this point here. So these things, these items above, actually these people, these positions that are above here, these are ones, the funding has been cut for those. These have been funded through federal funds and some other things that have been cut, or there have been changes in the way the statutes work now. For instance, on that item. Below here are some other things that might be done to cut. So we could not fund these and cut those, and that would make up about $4.75 million of the $5 million problem that we have. Another option that we discussed with the board, these are just basic options. Another option that we discussed with the board is to increase our taxes by $34 on a $250,000 home. A third option would be to make a few cuts here in these categories and increase class size by 1 student. Now, I have to tell you, as we talked about this with the board, none of these three are things that anybody would happily want to do. And I've got to tell you, since Tuesday's board meeting, where we laid the $5 million problem out for the board and talked to them about these categories of approaches to balancing our budget, we've started getting all kinds of emails from people saying how important different programs are, how important it is that we not increase class size, how important it is that we keep all of our psychologists and social workers, how important it is that we've only got 7 nurses to serve 68,000 students as it is. How can we cut any more of those? And decisions have not been made on this. Actually, where this wrapped up, where this went, is the board asked the administration to sit down and to come up with, I think the phrase they used, well-reasoned recommendations that do the least damage to classrooms, the least damage to services to kids, and also minimize the potential of a tax increase. So that's something that we're working on very hard this week, have been. You can all go on vacation. I hope you enjoy your Memorial Day. We're working on this problem, and on next Tuesday, on May 31st at 8 o'clock, we'll be holding another board meeting and presenting the board with we'll have a 4th column, and that'll be the administrative recommendations. And I've got to tell you, my team, I and the assistants and I and some others have been in this very room. It's hard to express, yelling at each other, shouting at each other, and really hammering out and having some very tough conversations, because this is a tough situation, difficult situation. So that's the update on the budget. I wish you all, like I say, a great holiday weekend, and I thank you all for your input. Thank you for your interest in education and the great things that you're doing to serve kids or to be the parents of kids, or whatever your capacity might be. Thank you very much.